afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast. Me, your host, ImperialDane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Psych, Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Vilshanka from the Commander Revamp mod. Yes, indeed, the setting is 1944. Somewhere around Hungary, the Red Army under the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps advancing swiftly towards Budapest. With these, we got Luke Praystone here fighting for the Soviet Union with NKVD Rival Disruption Tactics, which of course has some new stuff like the KV-8, the Commissars Squad, and Scorched Earth Policy with infantry and tank grenade bullets going here for a conscript build. Whereas in the west, we got ImperialDane himself fighting for the Wehrmacht with Germany, Deutschland, the Feldherrnhalle Panzergrenadier shown here with defensive German Infantry and encirclement with Stormtrooper half-track and Panzerfaust bulletins. Double conscripts there for Luke, Grenadier MG42 start here for me. Luke rushing straight for the centre, while off here as he moves slowly towards the south to grab the few point there for the Red Army. Back here at base, nothing further happening as troops are just heading out, slowly advancing, steadily. More conscripts on the way there for Luke Praystone. Haven't chosen the doctor immediately, though I'm going to be choosing a German infantry doctrine, though, which is slowly becoming less and less infantry and just bit more mechanized thanks to the addition of the 250 half track. Back here, just conscripts heading northwards there, slow approach there, engineers, conscripts sort of watching over their shoulders and everything else in case there are any Germans appearing. Machine gun rushing straight for the church here to set up an aggressive move, but seeing nothing there, I feel I can get away with it and quick support the MB42 in case things go slightly sour. More grenadiers on the way there. In the south, points are being secured. Going to try and keep the units at least somewhat within range to support each other in case it becomes necessary. On the south, Luke, they're setting out for the Red Army, and there you go. First engagement grenadiers with engineers. Car-9 TKs with motor guns. Engineers quickly front behind the truck they already wired off. And we got the conscript arriving near the scene as well, opening up on the fascists. More grenadiers are arriving here to the scene to support and back up. And there you go, rather quickly getting focused down by the grenadiers, though. Out in negative cover, they quickly suffer the loss of Yuri, who falls down. Petrov joins in, and Dimitri might soon be off as well. And there you go, down to just 3. Quickly focused down. Another one bites the dust. Second MB4 to Rhino to help control some more of these infantrymen. I mean, with what I imagine, at least personally at this stage, is a 4 conscript build. I'm going to go for another machine gun just to help control all of this infantry. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to sort of somehow manage the sheer sides of infantry. And there you go, German infantry with the half track there, which now has a machine gun. You get veteran squad leaders, an upgrade which applies both to pioneers and grenadiers. New stormtroopers, and then you still got tactical movement and fragmentation bomb. Conscript from the south, they can lose trying to shift back to slightly more defensive positions. Look at them moving ahead. Further caches there. Another conscript attack from the south. Going to try and focus this one down. Instead, since it's going to be caught up in the crossfire between the 2 grenadier squads. In this case, the grenadiers already suffered heavy damage, so it doesn't end up quite working out the way I wanted to. Other MB42 moving up, grenadiers need to retreat. Schnell. Other machine gun being carted in from the north here by the church, but in this case, I was too late to react in time. Should have been faster there. Grabbing the northern munitions. Look, they're pouring on the effort there for the motherland. There you go, machine gun setting up. In this case, I already kind of botched it up, trying to save it here, but instead, I just make it worse, to be honest. I just make it worse. So that just really doesn't work out and have to retreat the MG42 in the south. You got the conscripting out there. Back here, tech up going on. Going to swiftly move ahead. Grenadiers are reinforcing as swiftly as they can, and far up north, pioneers in a bit of an awkward position. Wasn't quite paying attention to the thought that ordered them to retreat, but occasionally these sort of interlaps happen where for some reason a unit gets a wrong order, doesn't get an order at all. I think that was one of those cases. Tech almost done there though for me. Grenadiers setting southward swiftly. Luke is yet to further go for anything there. We got medics on the way for him, no Molotovs though. Slowly approaching the north here, and there you go, grenadiers setting in there. Says yeah, shoots him hard. Rifle grenades are going to be timed off to at least try and do some damage to the country. They pop in and gets one shot, but not enough damage beyond that. Machine gun here on his own. Slightly awkward position, easily outmaneuvered here by Luke, who's name it, realizing it's quite there. Like to make a nice company, they're going up as swiftly as possible. Machine gun moving up to defend the fuel point, as I do feel like that one is a bit exposed, and the path is open to it here for Luke, so I'm going to try and cut him off from doing that if possible. Instead, taking this being overwhelmed by conscripts, just sheer amounts of infantry they've been pulled out by Luke. Certainly highlighting why it's important to have several machine guns at least try and control this a bit. There we go, like to make a nice company done. Machine gun number 2 setting out. One of these things with the cannon down here, but they are severely outnumbered by Luke's troops. We've also got Molotovs up here for Luke Greystone and the second guards making a nice score. One of these things with the cannon for the fatherland. 13 kills so far, not bad at all. Machine gun pioneers moving up. Can then note by going for a pioneer reinforcement, which basically increases the squad size by 1. You can do the same with the Grenadiers with this ability, but now they get a G43 wielding chap, and that's about it. But now they can't then upgrade with a light machine unless the Pioneers can then upgrade whatever else they want on top of that. So you can say have a 5-man flamethrower squad or 5-man minesweeper squad. Little fun note there. Setting out to clear out the points as swiftly as possible. MG42 setting out as well. Grenadier reinforcing, and we got take up here for Luke Greystone, setting up the supporting company there. Engineers hard at work. Swing sandbags harder, but we're digging a hole. Just do it. Don't ask questions. Last man who did was shot. Got a machine gun there on watch. Comes going to move into that one and get met with a hailstorm of lead. Got a light machine gun up there. Except deal with some all of Luke's infantry. And moving up kind of aggressively here for the fuel point with the MG42. Conscripts oorahing it. We'll have to see if there's a delay. Nope, there's no delay. Conscripts stop there before they can pop the Molotov. Bit lucky there for me. And there you go. Going to grab his fuel, but more importantly, deny him the fuel. Stormtroopers ramming as well for up north here to try and sneak up behind. Cause some chaos and disruption there. With the new Stormtroopers equipped with MP40s. A new type of incendiary grenade, which actually is really good versus cash. It's unlike the one the Fultz grenades have, plus smoke grenades and booby traps. They get to keep tactical advance, by the way. Quickly up here with the conscript, going to be seeing the new incendiary. Well, new and new. It's still, you know, like otherwise versus infantry, but there you go. When these are Stormtroopers versus conscripts, the MP40s there flaying down a hailstorm of lead. There you go, getting decently close. They can do some damage. The thing about the Stormtroopers is they have to get really close to sort of be really effective, which makes them, shall we say, somewhat awkward. In this case, the incendiary grenade is doing heavy work there on Luke's conscripts. In this case, seems to be some reloading, allowing the conscripts mostly get away here from the Stormtroopers. Then we get at least 2 more kills from these rounds of the scene as well. MG42 joining, so it comes up closer with the Stormtroopers. Down to 1 Stormtrooper, brave man, but even he has to cave in. And there we go, most of the map now in control of Deutschland. Tank Battalion command up here for Luke. MG4 can defend. He might want to reposition in a bit further away in the South Pioneers to grab territory. Could consider some mines here and there. And otherwise holding up nicely here for the Feldherrn-Halle Panzergrenadier-Division, so named because it was formed up from men of the Sturmabteilung, the predecessor of the SS. Little fun fact there. But there you go. Note the flank here. Luke pulls off one end of the sort of what he assumes is the one end of the arc, and then another further away there. So that way, you can't have this entire assault stopped by one machine gun. In this case, though, it works out nicely. Again, this is why I probably should have set machine gun a bit better. Just pull it back entirely, but still getting more fuel out of it, and more importantly, denying him fuel. Following up with a pack forward PQ as well. I'm pretty much expect to get hit by T-70 anytime soon, so having a pack forward ready for that is going to be quite crucial. And right here we got mines being laid up here by Luke and the second guard's mechanized corps. Punts out back on the field stick being hauled forwards, and we got the Stormtroopers there ready as well with the MP40s. They're Schmeissers.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Grabbing some point here, going to do securing the territory up north, grabbing the extra point there, getting a bit of lead going on there. Luke, though, he's still slightly ahead of me for now. Southern Italy being sea storms being northwards there. Big push here from Luke, trying to take as many points as possible. Force me to try and spread out to react to all of them, rather than just trying to deal with one spot at a time. There's only some players will fall into this particular little trap. And there goes Storm from here, but there you go, immediately suffering heavy losses, down to just 2 men. Kind of the weakness of the Storms, you have to get them really, really close before they can do damage. And, well, it's not that difficult at times for them to just get shot to bits then before they get there, at which point they're not that useful. Heading from the northern field point there. Luke is clearly going to try and return the favour they concocted against him earlier. Stormtroopers by now gain self-healing at veterans 1, meaning they don't need medic bunkers and the likes there. Pioneers sitting up with the Flammenwerfer and at 5 man. Though Jürgen there quickly dies out. There you go, dealing with the concept of the Flammenwerfer. Machine gun popping in here, doesn't quite realise what's going on. He's going to Molotov it, and I'm going to lose the machine gun because A, it happens really fast, can't happen with Molotovs, and because I'm focused elsewhere, so that did not work out there. Full loss of machine gun, but at least I suppose the positive side of it is he didn't get it either. Again, Stormtroopers, despite advancing through some cover, they are quickly cut to ribbons by the conscripts, though they still end up doing some damage. Sadly, in the end, it is not enough. D7 strike up north against the Gundis, quickly have to fall back here in the face of Luke's lightly armoured assault. There we go, Gundis almost been wiped out. Going to try and panther fast nonetheless. Pretty risky, but otherwise there's a risk to lose the Gundis and retreat to the T-70 anyways. So it's one of those situations where you have to, you know, make a gamble. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Stormtroopers there again. Well, the only ones really healing, though they are close to Veteran 2 in the south. Look, they're seizing territory for the Red Army. Well, it's only the engineers who can do the whole scorched earth trap thing. You can see, for example, here this point has been rigged to blow, and it's going to do it with this mission point as well. Southwards, the machine gun stopped by the conscripts there. Stormtroopers northwards. The situation is very aggressively reversed from just how it was a few minutes ago. Briefly have some control, then Luke struck back, and now he's in control again. Quick smoke grenade here to try and close in, using that way at least it gets more safely in safer range. We can see the Luke reacts to that. Gonna pop up and just fire through the front door, turns up close. The country didn't have a lot of firepower. You might notice the country, despite being in garrison cover, are actually dying out at a pretty rapid pace thanks to the Stormtroopers' high DPS. So, I mean, there's I guess one way you can use them. Gets a few more kills with the MP40s. So far, 10 kills with Veteran 2, slowly approaching Veteran 3, but the situation is always a bit grim. Support co-op there. Could go for a Panzer IV Sturmgeschütz. And Luke here following up with the H-6M assault gun to that way back up his brave frontal wings. T-7 moving in there, field gun away there, cancels the H-6, decides to save up the fuel for something else. Lots of action, lots of moving there, going Engineers versus the Stormtroopers. T-70 joining in the front again. And we got here Luke dug in with some sandbags around a close point to the victory point. Need to get the Pack 40 up to back up the Stormtroopers against the T-70 right from the lands, closing on the Panzer IV, being able to be called in. Point being secured by the Pioniere. Field gun almost on, there you go, flares off. T-70 sitting out, and there you go, Stormtroopers Engineers. Engineers start noble next because well, easy target here for the Stormtroopers. Almost gets the entire unit wiped out in the blink of an eye. But not quite. And there you go, T-70 has the Pack 40. For some reason, there's a bit of a pathing issue for Luke as it just keeps spinning around on its point. Definitely something I had happened to myself as well a lot of times, and it's never really fun when it happens. It's always frustrating. And as they're going for the T-70, got the Scorched Earth tactic there going off, or policy. Guess the T-70, nope, oh wait, now the Scorched Earth policy also disables the point for 90 seconds, so I can't grab this point at all. And he still gets resources from it, by the way. Commisars versus conscript up north, Panzer on the way there for the German army. Incendiary armies runs against the conscript, they field gun bombarding, and I just fall back because you generally don't want to risk it at all. Stormtroopers though closing on Veteran 3 there for the fatherland. Pioneers doing a bit of self-healing. I'm so under much manpower pressure, I just feel like I can't get away with a bunker and a medic bunker at this stage. So just sort of rely on the other bits. And of course in this regard the Stormtrooper self-healing do help a bit with this. Molotov off. As they're being slowly cut to ribbons by the Stormtroopers. The Sturmtruppen, and there we go. Panzer all around here for the German army. Back here, troops almost good to go. Slow advance here. Point still bar way locked down again. A minute and a half is a surprisingly long amount of time in a Company Who's 2 match. Comes there versus the Panzer IV. Interesting to note here, Luke has yet to call in the Commissar squad. He has so far seen, seemed less than interested in it. Stormtroopers there suffering 9 losses from the Engineers. There you go, up close with the Veterans who they do make short work of them. Securing a glorious victory for Deutschland. A glorious tactical minor victory. Panzer IV in the south, no pinlock machine ready for that one. Luke probably should consider taking up soon. And there you go, can finally then grab the fuel point, or munitions point there. Far up north, a bit of skirmishing here. We got machine gun being outmaneuvered here by Luke's conscripts. Good flanks there from Luke. Good flanks comes to those Grenadiers here, and Luke's brave conscripts there charged for the victory upon the south, overwhelming the German defenders, if they were there, except for the pioneers. Grenadiers in the cannon around the centre, got conscripts being dealt with by the Panzer IV. Got Grenadiers packing it all up there, close to fleet. Nice hit in the console, taken up with the Panzer IV's mighty cannon and cracked machine, but there you go, hit by the field gun. And an anti-tank grenade at the same time, nicely timed there by Luke. Getting my Panzer IV in a pretty awkward spot. It should be able to escape here, partly due to the terrain of this particular sort of spot there, which makes it hard for the field gun to directly see the Panzer IV and fire at it. It just slightly moves, but there you go, almost got a hit there. Almost got a hit, but not quite. And of course, one benefit to veteran or 5-man pioneers is they repair faster as well, so with this squad I can actually fix up my Panzer IV just a bit faster than I always would with just one pioneer squad. Look, they're pulling for the first T-34 and 6, going to roll ahead for the Red Army. Stormtroopers in there against super close to veteran T3. And some nicer bonuses there. Going to push straight for the calf point there, try and put some pressure there. And Luke with that. Got another pioneer squad by way up to help repair Panzers. And I'm also getting more reinforcement because, again, it's actually just a pretty good upgrade to have. Again, I'm just going to pop a smoke grenade, so that way force them to have to engage the Stormtroopers up close or do nothing. Going up to the field gun, doing some very light damage, but still pushing it away there. Veteran 3 Stormtroopers, two heroes of the German army. See, totally embodies the German spirit with submachine guns, grenades, and smoke. I guess. T-34 setting out here. The Stormtroopers do damage here, but they will have to fall back very soon. Nice hit there from the T-34 from 6. One of these hanging back in the south. You've got the MU-42 setting back there as well, close to veteran G2. And far up north, Luke's engineers had worked with some daring harassment work. Panzer IV, those good to go again here for the German army, die Deutsche Armee. Got the Panzer IV wing up, comes the express by the MD-42. Very far getting on, they're constantly being absolutely torn apart here by heavy, unrelenting machine gun fire. And far up north, we got a few engineers there. Field gun backing up Luke there. In the south, Pioneer setting off a small mine, should get some, well, minesweepers on them. Hit here from the field gun, and there you go, an anti-tank grenade goes off, damaging the engine of the Panzer IV. Courtesy of a bit of extra range on his anti-tank grenades, but there you go, Pack 40 to the rescue. Leaving the T-34 a bit dinged up. Hit from the Panzer IV as well, the Luke did not quite pull out of range. In fact, there's a small chance he actually loses the T-34 with a bit of bad luck. In this case, though, did not happen. Almost got the T-34, Stormtroopers once more good to go. Pioneers are being shot to bits by the conscripts. Far up north, Grenadiers there with a bit of harassment work of their own. And back in Luke's base, repairs and other things happening. There we go. Further shooting there, and there you go, push for the centre again once more. Countered by the MD-42, harshly firing down lots of lead. And we got another Stormtrooper squad arriving here. Going for the country with this spot here. And again, trying to get close, suffering heavy damage. Could have possibly considered popping a smoke screen again to get close there. So it takes a bit of getting used to. You have smoke grenades as the Wehrmacht sort of on a more regular basis than just the 8 command squad. But there you go, successfully pushing them back there with a threat of MP40s and harsh words. Close are going to be able to call another Panzer IV here. Für Deutschland. Cover there, shattered under the mighty fire of the Panzer IV. The Cubs are leaving themselves a bit out in the open. Stormtroopers heading northwards there. T-34 setting in. T-34 from 6 on the way there for Luke Price and another tank. Very good choice there. Very good. In the south, Stormtroopers are advancing. Panzer IV on watch. Conscripts caught a direct hit there on poor Mikhail, utterly obliterating him. Oh, my kidneys! You lost a lot more than your kidneys, Mikhail. A lot more. Not more Stormtroopers trying to get away from the T-34. T-34 finding the Panzer here. Quick blitzkrieg to just get the hell out of there. Still ways to, you know, make it more offensive. I mean, it's blitzkrieg tactics, but the way it kind of works, it's more sitzkrieg tactics. Because you're not encouraged to play aggressively with them a lot of times. T-34 going for the Stormtroopers, need to retreat them. Could consider maybe a smoke screen to slightly safeten up their retreat. But in this case, it's just run. Another T-34 the round, closing in another Panther 4 possibly. Getting the Pioneers to fix up the Panzerkampfwagen, which is actually half HP actually 2, which is reasonably good versus T-34s and T-34 spam. Comes there being blasted by machine gun there, and T-34 setting out here for Luke. Panther 4 almost good to go. More Fletcher mounts here from Luke. He's been very consistent about those. T-34 coming from the south. I do note this a bit. Yes, I realise there's something going about in the south, so try to sort of set up to prepare in case he decides to, you know, go for a deep flank behind me. I want to be ready to deal with that T-34 in particular, since otherwise that one's likely going to hurt a lot more than another T-34. Reinforcement there. Panther almost good to go. Still try away from a second one. Pushing for the calf point again. Finally around the center, there you go. Stormtroopers catching the counter here, cutting them down with MP45, but there you go. T-34 to the rescue. He's forced to use the one in the south to ensure the safety of his conscripts. And so the option gun's being used against the church here, and then it got to the far there from a Luke's SIS-3 field gun. And there you go, we got a Commander squad out here for Luke Praystone. Noting they got an armed medic there now. There's a little fun note. Panther 4 in hot pursuit of the Engineers, going straight for it with the main gun. Grenadiers, Pioneers backing it all up gloriously for the fatherland. And there goes second Panther on the way. Got T-34 rolling in here from the north. Luke setting up here for possibly might be a small pincer maneuver. Stormtroopers spotted and thwarted. In the south, the Panther 4 trying to deal with infantry. Luke moves in here. We got a field gun backing up the T-34, but no infantry support. Luke here clearly going for the historical correct approach, which is to cheat the Russians and just rush the tanks out of the infantry a lot of the time. T-34 from the north, we've got a deeper flank with the T-34, we've got the Commisars joining in. Stormtroopers going to move in to try and deal with the Commisars here. If he doesn't realise in time, the Stormtroopers can make very short work of the Commisars, and that is exactly what happens. No survivors. T-34 there, up maneuvering the Pack 40. Panther 4 trying to catch up, other Panther 1 was done. Sticky situation with the Panther 4. Pack 40 can't catch the T-34, and there you go, they're moving in, down to half health with the Panther 4. 2 T-34s in pursuit, second Panther 4 was done. Good from the Pack 40, they're on the T-34, not more Stormtroopers moving in here, 26 kills. Panther 4 gains veteran 2. I apparently just forgot what's going on, then moved straight to a mine, and most likely had to shoot the conscripts or Stormtroopers. Now it's got the T-34 moving up. Second Panther 4 arriving. Pack 40 now crewed by Russians. Pioneers with support almost got the Pack 40 here. Stormtroopers pushed away by the conscripts and the T-34. Shot bounces off the T-34's armour. 45mm of sloped. And there you go, abandoned. The crew dies, but the T-34 lives on. Pack 40 crew wiped out. Panther 4 moving in, going to try and finish off that T-34 so it doesn't get away. And there we go, I get it. Pretty risky maneuver there, to be honest, with my own veteran Panther 4, but in this case it did work out, and I was basically banking on the better arm of the Panther 4 there to save me out of that situation. Of course, I have to be careful not to get close to anything else, since I would like to lose the Panther 4 to that. Should probably store that T-34 and the Pack 40, or at least recruit fast. Yes, they're being shot at by the Panther 4. Troops in reinforcing elsewhere. They lost one Grenadier squad during the fighting. Wiped an Engineer squad by the looks of it. Look, they've still got 3 conscript squads. Those Commisars did die a very heroic death for the Red Army. Hot burst there of lead from the MG-42 with incendiary armor piercing rounds. We got veteran 3 in fact gained. A heroic machine gun crew there. Schooled in the art of murdering as many Russians as fast as possible. With a machine gun, that is. Panther 4 slowly being fixed up here with the careful administrations of the Pioneers. 2 5-man Pioneer squads can repair fast, and there you go. Pack 40 crewed here by the Russians again, it was too slow. And we still got the smouldering wreck of the T-34, which could still be put together for another fight. Stormtroopers advancing from the north. creeping through the lands here. MP40 is raised, ready to shoot down anyone looking suspiciously Russian-like, which means basically anyone not in a German uniform. Which was a bit unfortunate for Pierre, the clueless French tourist who somehow got himself stuck in Hungary during the war. Or the countless Hungarians. Panther 4 that's going to need repairs. Again, in this case, not heavily damaged, but don't want risking of getting a tank grenade off on them, in which case they could be easy targets for all the anti-tank weapons that Lucas managed to put together. T-54, they're stuck, can't move. Well, it can technically, but it's going to be happening at a very slow pace. Another T-54 on the way there for Luke Praystone. Going to use moving up. There you go, catching the engineers trying to fix up the T-54. And finishing off with a Panzerfaust. Someone trying to get out again, but sadly, no luck. Help! I'm finally free from the tank's curse! Oh, yet it's exploding! Not again! The 3 kills the Storms with a bit of tactical advance there, which does boost the accuracy by 50%, which of course, they still have it close, but of course, it does mean they can do some surprising large amount of damage out of nowhere if done correctly. But there you go, field bombardment does less surprising large amount of damage to the Stormtroopers. Luke's in a bit of a sticky situation, having lost most of his armour here to fascist panzers. Of course, he's now got 2 anti-tank guns. He's still going to have to make up for the difference in armour. And I'm just basically going for Stukas. I'm beginning to anticipate, you know, more armour down the road, and I want to make sure I can actually deal with it. Heading Amani with a Panther 4, not a good move there. Basically a bad move, in fact, by me. Should have anticipated mines around here, to be honest. I did not. And the Panther 4 went down. Very much punishment there for charging recklessly and, you know, not getting a blind minesweeper like the clown I am. Catching the Stuk here for some more Panzer 4. Got the entertainment running up, but they are going to expose themselves to the Grenadiers and a few other unpleasantries. And there you go. Scorched Earth policy, preventing him from grabbing the fuel, and of course again he doesn't have to defend it otherwise until, like, say, you know, a minute and a half in. T-54 immediately sniping away half the Stormtroopers squad there. Good work by Luke's T-54 crew, and I've got hiccups. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. T-54 pursuit the Stormtroopers. Storms have been caught by the engagement. We got the Panther 4 moving in here. The veteran Panther 4 crew with it. Schürzen. 13 kills, all in the name of Deutschland. Knocking out there Luke's remaining T-54 once more. He's going to have to be a bit more cautious, though he's quickly calling out another T-54. He certainly has no time to go for a KV-8 to try and burn through my infantry and maybe try out that new ability that one's gotten. So back to 2 Panther 4. Stormtroopers probably should get out of the bunker and get properly reinforced. 9. I don't want to. Okay. 33 kills on the Stormtroopers. Ground points up far north. Neatly under fire from the field gun, and I move straight into it. Somehow managed to land myself right in the middle of the shot, losing poor Friedrich. And the rest of the squad doesn't end up feeling too amazing either. Though I know he operates the both anti-tanks there together, so I actually shift the Panther 4 southward to deal with infantry there, because I know I can do that more freely with my tanks, plus the terrain is more open. So in this regard, just rushing the Panther 4 southwards, and this is in this case the optimal choice, since I can just, you know, not have to worry too much about Panther 4 here, and do as much damage as possible to loot more easily. So in this regard, you know, always operating your field guns together kind of means even just one just shooting, you're kind of giving away both field guns positions or anti-tank guns, in which case your opponent might be able to do something with that information if you know, is paying attention. Of course, now they're roughly around here, going to see the Pack 40 to know again the field gun to see it. I could still, of course, make something, but have to be more careful about what I'm doing here. And this time, I sure as hell make sure to get the minesweepers. Again, attempting here Sturmgeschütz. Love to see what Luke attempts next. Up north here, we've got Consul sneaking about there with 21 kills. And these are trying their best. 35 kills, by the way. Pretty impressive work. 33 kills on the Stormtroopers. There you go, Guns being blasted apart here and wiped out. Quite a loss here for Luke Praystone and the 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps. We got the anti-tank ones, they're quick pushing back my Panzer Force, leaving the infantry exposed to the T-34. T-34 sweeping forwards. And straight to the 2 Panzer IVs, immediately suffering a heavy fusillade there, fighting the T-34 down to half health. Not good there for Luke. Victory points wise. Luke, though, is still ahead of me. I've yet been able to catch up seriously. We've got the Sturmgeschütz moving up here. Pinot machine about to be added. Hopefully. Stormtroopers end up the far cold north here. Luke trying to advance as broadly as possible. Others use the T-34 to basically keep his flanks clear of any sort of interlopers, harassers and other vermin from the fatherland. Stormtroopers moving in here and catching the anti-tank webs out there. We're going to try and clear them out because that'd be huge for my Panzer IVs to be able to use much more aggressively. So there you go. Quick tactical movement here to try and get my Stormtroopers closer to the anti-tanks and quickly get some murdering there. Got this veteran 3 Stormtroopers moving up as well, but sadly I can't quite seem to enough damage to the anti-tank weapons, so I just switch over to try and deal with the counter instead here. A lot of storms that are going popping tactical advantage, increase the damage, increase the chance of getting a wipe here. Other counter shooting right past them, could see a wipe here against Luke. In fact, would be a veteran 3 wipe, but doesn't quite work out there for me. It's preserving Luke's veteran consoles there, if not downright elite. Back here, healing reinforcement on the south. They've got the company pushed back here by the double Panzer IVs, patrolling about. Use them essentially as a tactical reserve to just defend wherever I need to, and of course occasionally make a push. I feel like I got the upper hand for it. So they're hitting the fuel point again. Building up a bunker to help defend the centre victory point. I am still notably lower here than Luke, so in this regard making half a Luke to just make any pushes or rushes for them I think is a good idea. And in case it goes for the centre victory point here, which in some ways you can't just easily align his anti-tank guns with and just shoot to bits, I hope. So kind of the thought there. Mort up as well to help deal with the support weapons, also provide additional smoke screens and just provide pressure here on Luke Praystone. And of course it also just gives me a better combined arms suite, since I've got infantry, machine guns and such. So bringing up mortars for the artillery part of it would be a really strong choice. A few lonely Stormtroopers in the south finding out a rather lopsided now. We get a quick disintegrate off against the conscripts, but they ultimately force retreat here. Granatenwerfer out for the Feldherrnhalle. Got the Panzer, the conscript, the T-34 moving up, shooting at the Panzer, not quite hitting, but we got a field gun there landing an excellent hit on the last veteran of the Panzer, blending off, and then a tank grenade as well. Stug should probably get moving to support the Panzer. Got a field gun moving from the north. Could end up costing the Panzer IV with a bit of bad luck. Field in the court here. Mortar fire raining down against it, but not quite hitting the mark up north. Bit of move going on. The storm speed to do with the counter. Stug needs to be careful. Got the field set to deal with that one now. And might try and turn this around by attacking the field gun from the Panzer IV from the south. Almost losing the Stug here. Got the T-34 from the north. Oh, they're going to lose the Stug. And there goes Sturmgeschütz kaput. Panzer IV blitzing in here, going straight past the field gun. But we got the Pack 40 covering up the field gun. Mortar though, does the trick. Panzer IV quickly swerving the way out of the T-34. Stormtroopers advancing, but there you go, cripping in for a few extra hits using even the damaged Panzer IV. As the Stormtroopers advancing, looking for the field guns, the Pack 40 to try and deal with them, so the Panzer IV might have a chance to finish off the T-34. Doesn't happen. Instead, he crushes the Stormtroopers. Well done there by Luke. Need to retreat the Stormtroopers now before we get them wiped out. Would be a shame for Germany. Would be a shame. And he's actually about destroying the field gun because he's worried I might grab it and turn against him. Luke following up with an Initiative 5 tank, so I'm going to go for another Sturmgeschütz. Pioneers being dispatched southwards to repair the Panzers. In this case, I'm prioritising the veteran Panzer IV A because it's more veteran, also close to veteran 3. But ultimately, of course, he's just going to need to fix him and he can at least get one Panther 4 into the fight fast. In this case, you'd sort of call it, I guess, armoured triage, as I sort of determine which ones need the most attention. Of course, in this case, I'm working a bit backwards, since what matters to me is, not having the ones that are about to die, because, that doesn't matter with the tanks, but, rather than getting the ones that can quickly get into the fight as fast as possible. There we go, 85 tank shot for Luke Preystone. Sturmgeschütz number 2 arriving here for das Vaterland. Stormtroopers running out here. There you go, Stormtroopers the country up north. Tactical advance as well for an increased chance of getting some wipes in. 38, 39 kills. Compared to the Grenadiers, I've got 44 kills. Stormtroopers pushed off the southern fuel pump, and then I am denying Luke actively a lot of fuel, which of course is really a good thing to do. Luke's actually moving ahead here, a bit blindly, going to try and clear out the machine gun bunker. Pack 40 in from the north as well. All the while we got the mortar hammering away, they're getting some hits. Panther 4 might try and blitz in, there you go, blitzing the Pack 40. Quickly getting past and getting behind so he can just murder it out. It should have fine, but that of course means the other Panther 4 can move in. They're supported by the Stu to go for the H5, constantly being blasted to bits. Almost got the Pack 40 up north here. H5 about to go down, and H5 flanking in. There you go. H5 down, Pack 40 down. Duke's about to get the nuke. There we go. Gets the Panther 4, but we still got the Panther 4 number 2 at number 1. Gaining the ace level. Stu almost destroyed. Grenadiers coming up, so could Panther Faust it. There you go. Almost got the T-34 Panther 4 trying to catch it here. The ace is on the move, but is it fast enough? And then goes saving the Sturmgeschütz, leaving Luke here now rather crippled as he's barely got anything left. But he is nonetheless not giving up, going for another T-34. Inch enough he's yet to try another comms sport despite losing one, and I'm calling in a 250 half-tech here. To provide a bit of mechanized support for my infantry, a bit of speed, a bit of daring. There we go, dealing with the council close using tactical advance. He'll at least hope to do some serious damage. 42 kills, 43, 44. And then now that same amount of killing as the Grenadiers. With a light machine gun. Another fifth on the way there for Luke. T-4 almost down there for Luke as well. Oh, everything's more or less ready for him. And we got the Stormtrooper engineers coming down here with a well aimed machine gun fires. You cannot stop machine gun fires, counter those. Tactical advance as well, increasing the damage. Yes, they get more accurate. And getting a wipe there. Gute Arbeit, Leute. Different road pulse by the Panzer IV. We got the half-tip part of a bit of that support there. Noting the gun shield isn't there. I guess they couldn't get that done. I suppose it's better to have, machine gun at least there in the first place. It also has an ability to dig in, which increases range and gives it suppression, but it does decrease its damage. Also apparently can just take more damage, which is also pretty handy. Machine gun bunker, by the way, is still standing here in service of Deutschland, and also finally got the lead here over Luke. Almost 40 minutes into the match, and I'm finally a bit of ahead. And right here, make a mistake of just rushing the half into the centre, which of course results in the almost total loss of the half-track. I should not have been sending it in there, that was just dumb. Stuke managed to blind the T-34 there. Got the ace Panther almost good to go. Up north, Stormtroopers at it once more, and in the south, Stormtroopers as well. Sending in the T-4 from north to deal with the fascists there. And also managing to defend the fuel pump, going for a regular half-track this time around. I'm going to go for half-tracks one way or the other, that's for sure. There you go, Stormtroopers caught here, and I'm just going to smoke it. Just pop a smoke grenade so you can't shoot my Stormtroopers around and just quickly disengage. And then I'm sending in the Panther 4 to blitz it, and there you go, try and take out the T-34. Storm gives it coming up as well, considering the Stormtroopers then to have to deal with infantry. Almost got the T-34, and there you go, pop goes the Weasel. I finally got the Pack 44 back under my control, and with this, Luke surrenders. A loss here for the Red Army. The 2nd Guards Mechanized Corps has been repulsed by the efforts of the Feldherrnhalle Panzergrenadier Division with some heavy damage and heavy losses on both sides. Certainly got to try out the Stormtroopers. In the end, I mean, sort of looking at this, terms of damage they did, they sort of, actually did more than the Grenadiers in some ways and gained themselves a high efficiency rating. On the other hand, at least it didn't quite always feel like they're doing a lot of damage. Like, the thing, and they have to get really close to do any serious damage, and of course that way it's also just easy to hit the retreat button and then get out of the range. So there's something there that of course we've also got to learn, I think, to use the smoke grenades better with them, so you can that way more easily close in without necessarily getting murdered out pretty hard. So I mean, again, they can do a lot of damage, but the way you have to get it done makes them rather tricky. And of course the question of course is, does it end up being worth it? And for that I'm not entirely sure. The veteran squad leaders are pretty good for the Pioneers. I didn't get much time to see this match dressed up with the Gundams, but it's pretty neat as well. In the half-take I need to try them more, obviously, without necessarily getting destroyed like that. But in other matches it does, shall we say, so far perform well. Can't say much here about the Commissar squad, though the scorched earth policy, as you can see there, was quite effective. So they're saying some things here. Good handling of the Panzer I in the end. I think they really helped out a lot of this match. The Stormtroopers probably also had a bit of an effect. Could have gone for a medic bunker. And maybe some more machine gun bunkers early, or maybe an early half-take could also help out a bunch here versus Luke Praystone. Luke Praystone probably would have benefited from a more to lay down some smoke screen to cover some of his attacks, make it hard for me to just shoot him to bits. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope you piqued your interest about the Commander Revamp Patch. If you did, you can always try it out yourself. If you like what I do, you can subscribe, like, share, comment, all that. Also, a very big thanks to Aerosmith of Flakes for donating and support the Propagandacast, allowing me to keep doing what I do on a daily basis. So thank you very much. You're a wonderful person. This is ImperialDane signing off. See you all tomorrow for another episode. You're all a wonderful audience, and I hope to see you all again. Bye.